Hello everyone, my name is Grace and I am a drama therapist, and welcome to this video. This video is called Animal Island. So we are going to be exploring animals and their habitat in this session, as well as our wants and needs and our animals' wants and needs. For this video, you will need pens, crayons, felt tips, whatever you prefer to draw and write with, and you will also need a piece of paper. This paper can be big, small, but I think to fit everything on, just make sure it's at least an A4 size. I have some objects which I'm going to show the camera, and unfortunately, because we're doing this via video, I can't hand you the objects, but I will be sure to show you them in full view of the camera, so you can choose which object you'd like in the video. So first things first, let's do our check-in. We do a check-in at the beginning of every session, most sessions, just to show how we're feeling and to work out how we're feeling and to acknowledge it. So the way that we will do this check-in today is to think of a sound and a movement, or a gesture and a sound, which shows how we're feeling today. So we are not going to use a word, we will translate our feeling into a sound and a gesture. So I'm going to go first, and I'm just going to breathe in and out to start with, and you can do this with me, breathing in together and out. And without really thinking too much about it, I'm just going to do a sound and a movement that comes to me to showcase how I'm feeling today. So now let's do that sound and movement together. I hope you did it with me. It doesn't matter if the second time when you repeat the sound and movement that it's slightly different. That's always going to happen because we can't always do the same thing exactly the same once and then twice. And also sometimes our feelings change in those seconds between repeating the sound and the movement, and that might reflect in the second time that we showcase our check-in. So I would like to explain a little bit about what I think that sound and movement means, my sound and movement check-in. I've had quite an up and down day today. There's been moments where I've felt really tired and a bit low, but there's also been moments where I've had a burst of energy and have felt productive. And that's just a normal day for me, really. I think we all feel that way sometimes. And I'm hoping that I end my day up on a high. So it's now your turn. I'd invite you to check in with a sound and a movement yourself. Now, unfortunately, I won't be able to repeat this with you as I can't see what your sound and movement is. But I'd encourage you to maybe repeat it a couple of times, or if you're with someone in the room that you're watching this video, you could ask them to repeat it to you, or for you all to do it together. So first of all, let's breathe together. Breathing in and out. And one more time, breathing in And now's your chance to do your sound and movement check-in. Thank you. Now I invite you to either repeat your sound and movement check-in or invite whoever's with you, if you're with other people, to join in with you and perhaps change it slightly, make it faster or slower. So I'll just give you a moment to play around with that now, and I will start getting our music ready for our next part of the session. So now that we've checked in together, I'd invite you to warm up your body. Start to move to the music and only do what you can. So try not to push yourself too much, and if you're in bed or if you're sitting down or if you're standing up, whatever position that you're in, just move the parts of your body that you can and that you're comfortable with. Remember to breathe whilst you're moving. Start to bring your movements to a stillness and start to settle back down to that comfortable place you were in before when we did our check-ins. Hopefully you feel slightly more warmed up now. I could feel some real tension in my leg muscles, so I will definitely be coming back to those later because sometimes they need a little bit longer to stretch. But by all means, if you need a longer warm-up today, you're welcome to pause the video and continue to warm up, or even rewind the video so you can continue to warm up to the music. So, we are going to start our Animal Island exercise now. I have in front of me, as I said before, 6 figures. And these figures, or these objects, are our animals. 2 at a time, I am going to show you the animal figures. And once I've shown all 6 animals, I would like you to choose an animal you would like to work with today. Now, this might be, once you've seen all the 6, an animal that sticks out in your mind, or you might take a while to think about what animal you'd like to work with. But I will say that normally the one that springs to mind and you're not really sure why, that's the one that's best to choose. So here are the first 2 animals. Here are the second 2 animals. And last but not least, here are the last 2 animals of the 6 that I'm going to show you today. So now decide which animal you would like to work with today. So just to recap, we have an elephant, a goat, a beetle, a cow, a dinosaur and a giraffe. So just choose now which animal you would like to work with today, and I'm going to choose one as well. We might choose the same, we might choose different, whichever is fine. Today I am choosing the elephant, and that is because I learnt actually this week that elephants are, well, I already knew they were very clever, but I learnt this week that they actually have real emotions and they're very emotionally intelligent. They mourn the loss of their loved ones and they cry. And they're very emotional animals. So I thought that was a really nice fact to learn. So that's why I've chosen the elephant today. I'm just going to pop my elephant to the side. So have a think about which animal you chose and why you chose it. And whilst you're doing that, I'd like you to get out your pens, crayons, pencils, whatever you have with you, and a piece of paper. And once you've thought about your animal and thought about why you've chosen this animal and maybe why it sprang to your mind, on our piece of paper we are now going to draw where we think our animal would live. We can draw its natural habitat. We can draw an alternate habitat where we think our specific animal might live. It can be an imaginary place we've made up in our mind, or it could be something real that we've seen before or on the TV or read about in books. So really think about your animal and where they might want to live. I'm going to put some music on and we'll have about 5 minutes to draw our animal's habitat. We have about 2 minutes left of drawing our animal's habitat. 1 minute left. Thank you, everyone. So just have a look at what you've drawn. And I would like you to now add 2 things to this animal's habitat. The first thing is something your animal needs to survive. And the second thing is something your animal wants in the habitat. So the first one is a need to survive, and the second one is a want. So they might mean slightly different things to your animal. So we have a couple of minutes to draw those 2 things now. Once you've finished drawing those 2 things, the wants and the need, just have a look at your overall picture, and we are going to share with each other what we've created. So for my elephant, this is what I've drawn. So this tree gives my elephant shelter, and when I was drawing the habitat I also drew this lake. My elephant's need is the lake, but also this tree to give it food and water. My elephant's want is all of these other elephants in its family, and I've written times 100 because I feel like my elephant would want a big family and would want everyone there all at the same time. They are emotional animals and they want company. So just take this moment to reflect on what you've drawn, and if you have anyone in the room next to you, you can show them what you've drawn or talk aloud to yourself if you're by yourself about what you've drawn and why you've drawn it. So I'm just going to give us a couple of minutes to do that, and then we will end the session. And if you've finished, just breathe with me now. And just think about the rest of your day and what you have to look forward to. We are going to end the video now. So I'd invite you to keep your drawings and reflect on them throughout the day or throughout the week. And we're just going to end by coming back to our habitat. So just knock on the floor, knock on any of the walls, have a look around you, and just try and notice something in your own setting, habitat, space that you've never noticed before. So just have a look around and try and notice something you've never noticed before. See if you can. Okay, I thought this was going to be pretty hard for me, but I actually have found something. I have noticed a little scratch in one of my skirting boards over there. Just a small one, but it's something I've never seen before. So now if you could have a look around and try and find something that you haven't seen before and just notice what is around you. Thank you very much everyone for joining me today in our Animal Island exercise. I hope to see you again soon, and we're just going to take a big stretch together before we end. Hug yourself, thank yourself for today. So thank you everyone, and I will see you very soon.